Match 4 of the 2025 Top End T20 Series, sponsored by NT Tourism. Really excited to be bringing you the Chicago Kingsmen all the way from the United States of America, taking on the Perth Scorchers Academy. I'd like to start this broadcast by acknowledging the Larrakia people, the traditional owners of the land we're on, and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. Also like to extend that respect to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people watching this broadcast. My name's Stu Davis, and earlier Steve Nicol joined the two captains out in the middle for the bat flip.
And the Perth Scorchers won the toss and they have elected to bat. Fairly easy decision according to Sam. It's great to be here, Stu. Looking forward to another great game. The weather is magnificent.
Yeah, about 30 degrees, 46% humidity, which is terrific for this time of the year, and a bit of a breeze almost straight down the ground from left to right on the screen, 22 kilometres an hour. So let's take a look at the team lineups. So don't have much information really on the Chicago Kingsmen. Don't know what to expect. You can see the Perth Scorchers line up on the screen now, and obviously the Scorchers is their academy team, and we expect them to be pretty strong, Steve, coming into today's game.
Yeah, that's right. There's a few familiar faces in there, with some Big Bash experience that we saw in the last couple of Big Bashes, and there's a few of them certainly made their impact. But yeah, certainly doing my research, it was a little bit harder to find stuff on the Chicago Kingsmen. We know that they're from a minor league in America. They've got some talent.
Here at TIO Stadium, I'd like to acknowledge the Larrakia people, the traditional owners of the lands we are on, and pay my respects to elders past and emerging. It is a privilege to play the game we love on Larrakia land.
Even now.
Yeah, so the Kingsmen don't have photos, unfortunately, of them, but the name's up on the screen, and we'll get to know a bit more about them as the game progresses. But as Steve said, the Scorchers have won the toss, elected to bat, which seems to be the trend here in the tournament so far. And the team batting first has been the victor on the two games played on this ground so far over last night and earlier today. So really interested to see what the Kingsmen can bring to the competition. Of course, this is a T20 series that goes over 10 playing days with 11 teams involved. Each team gets to play 6 matches, and then we have 2 semi-finals and a final on the last day on a week from this coming Sunday. So exciting cricket. There's generally 3 or 4 games every day, and all of them broadcast. So every opportunity to watch some quality cricket here in the top end, and it's.
Are you looking to hit your studies for 6? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you've never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory. Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
Visiting Darwin, Australia? Make your stay a winning one at Darwin Airport Resorts. Just minutes from the airport and a short drive to the city, it's the ideal base for travellers chasing sun, culture or the cricket. With 3 comfortable hotels, 2 inviting pools and 2 on-site dining options, everything you need is right here. Relax, recharge and enjoy the top end at Darwin Airport Resorts.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium in Darwin in the top end of Australia as we see the umpires Imran Muhammad and Simon Burns making their way out onto the field, and closely followed by the Chicago Kingsmen, who are out in the field keen to get started in their first match in the top end T20 series. Perth Scorchers, of course, coming across from WA and Western Australia, and we expect them to be a strong side. And they'll be keen to get off to a strong start. The opening batsmen for the Scorchers coming to the crease are the captain Sam Fanning and Teague Wiley. Just waiting to see who will be opening the bowling. Looks like it'll be from the right of screen, which is the airport end here at TIO Stadium. And the captain, Sam Fanning, to take strike from the first ball. Opening the bowling for the Chicago Kingsmen will be Scott Kugelheim. Electing to bowl into the breeze first, Steve. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah, he might think he's going to get a little bit of extra movement with the breeze in his face.
So left-handed Fanning, of course, and in the opening power play overs, only 2 fielders allowed outside of the inner circle, as is the normal rules, and one of those going down to third man, and we've got one at deep backward square leg, the rest inside the circle. Just about ready to go now. Umpires getting the all clear. All set. So Kugelheim coming into bowl to Fanning with the opening ball of match 4 in this top end T20 series. Oh, it's slipped down the leg side first ball, so that's called a wide, and the Scorchers are on the ball, on the board with a wide. Just a bit of a loosener there and slid down the leg side, so have to re-bowl that one and go again. It's a better ball on target and just pushed away into the offside, no run.
I had a little bit of a look at the deck before the game, and there is a bit to work with, particularly to the left-handers. There's a fair bit of foot marks out there. I still think it's going to be a great deck to bat on, but there is definitely a little bit there outside the off stump that I'm sure was on Sam's mind.
Short this time, and again straying down the leg side, so just needs to get the radar right here. It's a couple of leg side wides early on, giving Fanning the opportunity to have a bit of a look at what's coming down at him. But just needs to make a bit of an adjustment there, Scotty Kugelheim. Still a little bit leg side, but wrapped him on the pad there. Bit of a shout. Umpire wasn't interested, and they scamper through for a leg bye, which brings Teague Wiley on the strike to face his first ball of the match. So left hand, right hand opening batting combination for the Scorchers. And just from what we've seen so far, I think Kugelheim might prefer bowling to the right-hander. Kugelheim on the pads and worked away nicely by Wiley into the mid-wicket area, and an easy 2 runs. So first runs off the bat in the match goes to Teague Wiley.
Yeah, confident start there from Wiley. He's very strong through the leg side. I'm really looking forward to him having a hit today. He showed a lot of promise in the Big Bash.
This one just pushed out to the cover, straight to the fielder there. No run, so well bowled and well fielded. So just cramped Wiley up a little bit that time. So we see a change in the field here, the slip being taken out and brought out to give a bit of extra coverage in the mid-wicket area inside the circle. Slower ball that time, well bowled, and just a bit of a leading edge out into the offside. So good piece of bowling, change up pace there.
He's going to get out of the over pretty well here after a couple of loose deliveries. He's managed to sort of stem the flow. There hasn't been any big hits as of yet, so if we can get a dot here, it's actually a good start.
Yeah, that's right. Just the 4 runs off the 5 legal balls so far. So last ball of the over here for Kugelheim. This one's short, pulled away. It got onto him a bit quickly, I think. Got it a bit straighter than he was hoping to, but out to mid-on and a single to finish the over. So after the first over, the Perth Scorchers 6 runs without loss, and Teague Wiley 3 on the board, and Fanning just hasn't scored off the 2 balls that he's faced. So as we said, fantastic conditions here at TIO Stadium in Darwin, as we expect this time of year. The bit of a breeze from the north to cool the players down a bit, but 30 degrees coming in is as good as we could hope for.
Yeah, certainly can't complain from a Melburnian. Looking at the forecast before I left, and I saw 31, 32, 33 and no rain in sight. I was a very happy man.
Yeah, we'd be very unlucky to get any rain over the next week or so, that's for sure. So, looks like we're going with pace again here, just the umpires conferring over something. Not really sure what it is, but we're looking at the ball, I think.
It's an early conversation for the ball to come into play.
Certainly is, 1 over bowled only.
Possibly a defect with a seam or something like that.
So a little delay here. Just remind you that there was a game on TIO Stadium here earlier today, and that was a game between the Hobart Hurricanes and the ACT Comets, and in the end was won in the final over of the game by the Hurricanes. So some good cricket already, and of course last night the opening game between Pakistan and Bangladesh, and Pakistan had a comfortable win after batting first in that game.
Yeah, so there's been a mixture of results with the team batting first and the team chasing. So there's no set pattern at this stage. So I think both teams can win regardless of the bat flip result.
Yeah, so we saw the two T20 international matches here earlier in the week, Sunday and Tuesday, and the team batting first in those games won, and out on this ground it's been the team batting first. So I don't know if there's anything in that, but I think certainly the games at night gets a little bit dewier, and maybe the ball gets a bit softer and a bit harder to get to the boundary. But I think that the teams in the tournament might have picked up on that, and everyone that's won the toss has elected to bat so far.
Yeah, definitely at night time it becomes a factor for sure.
Yeah.
The Hurricanes actually did it reasonably comfortably, even though it was the last over. They only really needed sort of a bit over a run of ball for the last few overs. I saw the end of that game, and it was quite a comfortable victory. They batted extremely well.
Yeah, they did pace their innings really well, and yeah, a couple of good performances. So it looks like we're ready to get back underway. Oh, an old draw shot French Cup there from the bowling of Gulam Madassa, and it was a good start. Found the inside edge and away down to fine leg for a single.
Yeah, they got this two fielders out behind square, which is interesting. So it looks like he's probably going to be bowling length rather than too full. Obviously the batters would know that, so it'll be interesting to see how he responds.
And third man just coming up inside the circle as we speak. Just some discussions here. Pushing mid on out to the boundary, so that's interesting. Does suggest he'd be bowling full. Madassa, oh, that one looked to keep a little bit low as Fanning tried to hoik that one over the leg side, and yeah, that's the indication that he gave to his batting partner as well, that it's skidded through perhaps a bit low.
You can't do too much about those ones. The pitch has not really done that so far in the lead-up games, so it'd be interesting to see if that happens again. Possibly the foot marks.
Madassa again coming into Fanning. This one Fuller. Fanning tries to guide it down through this slip or gully area, but the ball beats the outside edge of the bat. And Fanning just struggling to get bat on ball at the minute. Hasn't been able to open his account so far. I'm sure it won't be long. This time just to push into the offside by Fanning to get himself off the mark. There's a fielder there waiting for it, but well judged run. Just took some pace off the ball. And so Fanning's away. The score moves to 9 after the third ball of the first over.
No doubt Fanning's a bit more relaxed now. Everyone likes to get off the mark.
Wiley this time looking to drive down the ground. That mid-off has come up for Wiley. And another single taken. So I think the Scorchers would be happy as long as they're rotating the strike and ticking the scoreboard over in the early stages here. just Fanning just angled the bat there as he dropped it at his feet out into the gully area, and another single. So smart batting, just keep rotating it, particularly with the left and right handers at the crease, and gets himself up the other end, and Wiley back on strike.
Certainly watchful start here, probably smart. Bit of unknown in the opposition.
Oh, this time
as we speak.
that's over the top. It's going all the way over the top. Just a scoop shot there, cleverly played, and got a good piece of the bat straight over the boundary at a very fine leg, almost over the wicket-keeper's head. So first ball over the boundary in this innings, and it's 6 runs to Teague Wiley.
Yeah, absolutely cracking shot, that one.
Just used the pace of the ball, helped it on its way, and we'll see a replay on the screen now.
Very much a 360 cricketer, Teague Wiley, as evidenced by that shot. Very hard to set a field when you've got a guy who can do that.
So after 2 overs here at TIO Stadium, it's Perth Scorchers, no wicket for 17. And Wiley's moved along to 11 with that boundary 6. Keegaline to bowl again in his second over. And again, he's just straying down the leg side there to the left-hander. And another wide called, so could be a bit costly here with the extra runs given and extra balls to face. This time Fanning tries to swing high over the top, but made no contact off the pad. They run through for another leg by, so with 19 runs on the board, already 6 of them are sundries. Bit of pace taken off that one by Keegaline, and picked up by Wiley, who just worked the ball around behind square leg, and fielder coming in just kept it to a single only, and brings Fanning back on strike. Down the leg side again, this time shorter, but Fanning tried to swing that round to backward square, but again, it's a wide ball called. And Keegaline really struggling to the left-hander, particularly in getting his line right.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of an effort ball there. It was definitely a bit quicker, but unfortunately it did slide down the leg side.
It's a better line outside the off stump and played into the covers. Good fielding out there by Hassan Khan, and no run scored. Keegaline again to Fanning, coming in from the airport end. full ball this time. Fanning's driving out into the covers, but can't beat the fieldsman out there, and no runs scored. So it's a better line from Kugelheim, good line and length, and Fanning not able to find the gap on the offside.
Yeah, looks like they've got two of their better fielders in the covers there, which makes sense.
Outside the off stump again, not really timed. The ball gets down to mid-off, and Fanning gets himself a single. And so just the one ball left in the over now.
Certainly a difference in the age profile of the two sides here. There's a lot of experience in the Kingsman side, and obviously the Scorchers are more of an academy type side.
So Kugelheim, last ball of his second over. Oh, big swing out onto the left side. It's the fielder diving out there, just couldn't get a hand to it. And it's gone over the boundary in the mid-wicket area for 4 runs to Wiley once again. And yeah, just found the gap, was wide enough of the player deep on the boundary line, and 4 runs to end the over. So after 3 overs here at TIO Stadium, it's the Perth Scorchers no wicket for 26. Wiley 16 off 9, and Fanning just struggling a little bit with 3 off 10. Kugelheim, his figures were pretty good until that boundary, but even so, 13 off 2 overs isn't the worst going around, particularly when he's given some away with some of those wides. Just the replay here, and just a swing through the ball and freed his arms and got it away to the boundary. So we've got a change of bowling. Looks like we're going to have spin into the attack. And it's been interesting in the couple of games so far that spin seems to have been able to put the brakes on the batting a bit. So in early here, I think you'll find it's Milind Kumar around the wicket, and this time a bit short, and Fanning's onto that quickly, all over it, and pulls it away backward of square for his first boundary. So he'd be thankful to get that one out of the box, and he moves along to 7 now. So just short, gave him time to lean back and hit it away. This time an attempted sweep, and shout for LBW. It's been given. So a very confident appeal, and Fanning has a look back at the umpire, but he has to go LBW from around the wicket. So that's a wicket that the Kingsmen will be happy to get after they've struggled a little bit with their line and lengths, and it's the captain Fanning on his way for 7 runs.
Yeah, it didn't look much different to the previous ball there. It looked like it was just about to get headed out to the boundary again for 2 boundaries in a row, but possibly it stayed a little bit lower, possibly it moved a little bit. Let's have a look. Yeah, coming from around the wicket, there's always a little bit more doubt.
Yeah, he certainly angled in, and he was trying to hit with the angle of the ball coming into him, but missed and struck in front. So coming to the crease now is Jaden Goodwin.
Probably swings it a little bit back in the Kingsmen's. It's only early, but to pick up that wicket of the captain is a big wicket, and there's still not a massive score. Obviously, with 2 fielders out, you want to try and accelerate a fair bit early. So 30 runs going into the 4th over.
So Kumar again, the wicket taker. This one's short, outside off stump this time. Cut away, but couldn't penetrate the field. And no runs scored. Down the wicket this time, and just pushes it down to long off, and they'll just stroll through for an easy single, and probably a good idea to get Wiley back on strike, the player who looks to be in form at this stage. Some field adjustment, of course, with the right-hander coming on strike. Kumar again. Short and pulled away out on the leg side, but just got onto him a bit quicker than he thought, I think, and didn't quite middle it, but gets it away easily enough for a single. Kumar to Goodwin. Short again, pulled away by Goodwin. There's a fielder out in the deep that's going to go straight to him, and again, just an easy single. Good return throw. And that's the end of Milind Kumar's first over. He conceded 7 runs, but picked up the important wicket of the Scorchers captain, Sam Fanning.
Yeah, very much evenly poised at this early stage. I think Wiley would love to face as many of the remaining 12 balls of the power play that he can. Try and get them up somewhere in the high 50s, maybe even 60 off the first 6 overs if they can.
So it looks like Mudasa, who bowled the second over of the innings, has been swung around to the airport end to come in and bowl this 5th over. Left arm over, looked like he had a little bit of zip behind him in his opening over. Oh, the power plays over. There's another 2 overs late in the game. So this one off the outside edge, down to third man, running hard was Goodwin, but only the single in it. Looked to come back for the second. So they have 4 over power play and a 2 over power surge later in the innings that the batsman can take at their choice.
Of course, they're going the big bash rules with a bit of flexibility there, as opposed to the international level where they have the 6 straight up.
Yep. Dusser again this time. Work to the onside. They run hard, pushing for 2, and that's well judged. Well judged running. They, right from the time the ball was struck, they were looking for 2 runs into that big open space in the inside the circle on the leg side, and in fact it was the bowler Mudasa who had to scurry over there to try to field it. But well judged run and well played. This time down the wicket, driving out into the covers, but again no run, and well fielded by Kumar, patrolling inside the circle out in the cover area.
Definitely looking for the singles, the Scorchers. There are a few in the Kingsman side which are on the wrong side of 30, 35, so possibly they're trying to take advantage of that. They'll certainly have an advantage when they come out in the field a bit later on with all their young legs.
So just a a bit of an adjustment in the field here. Third man comes up, fine leg goes back. So 4 on the boundary on the leg side and none inside the circle on the leg side. Driving into the covers once again, but the throw just struck Goodwin then in the back as he ran through. Nothing intended. Apology coming from the fielder, Kumar. But yeah, Kumar certainly in the action. Took a wicket in the previous over and has fielded a number of balls in this over. Gulam Madasa coming back over the wicket to the left-hander. Madasa short this time and not really picked up by Goodwin. Goes through to the keeper on the bounce. So good bowling, just mixing it up there. Trying to get the batsman Goodwin off his rhythm. Last ball of Midasa's second over. Oh, just off the outside edge, down to third man. There's that fielder on the third man boundary, comes around now and keeps it to 2 runs. So Goodwin moves along to 5 at the end of the 5th over, where we see the scoreline reading Perth Scorchers 1 for 39 and the opening batsman in Teague Wiley. It's 20 not out at the non-striker's end. See the scorecard there. Fanning the only wicket to fall. LBW to Kumar in his first over. Kumar again in for his second over. Oh, short and just scooped away a bit out on the offside. Wiley trying to give himself some room to work the ball into the offside there. But just hurried onto him. Reverse sweep this time. Pierces the gap between those 2 fielders waiting for the reverse sweep, and the ball just keeps going once it gets into the outfield here at TIO Stadium. And that's rolled all the way for another boundary to Wiley. And a nice shot there on the reverse sweep. Was in the air for a way, but well clear of either of those fielders.
It was a catchable height, but fortunately it was in between.
Short and down the leg side this time. Just might have touched the pad on the way through. No signal for leg side wide, so we roll on. Oh, Wiley down on one knee, thinking about hitting over the top. Just got an inside edge onto the pad. The wicket keepers had to chase it right out to the edge of the circle. And once again, very good running. They were intent on the 2, turning the 1 into the 2 right from the outset. And I think that's what they're going to try to do, Steve. They're going to try and force the singles and turn the 1s into 2s and 2s into 3s.
Definitely, there's a few players out there aren't quite as mobile, which happens as you get older, as we've had to go through ourselves in our own cricket. But yeah,
smart batting, and Kumar again. Wiley this time pushes it into that leg side. They're looking for 2 again. They're going again as the fielder had to come in all the way from the boundary and just taking the pace off the ball so that the fielders have to work more to get to it. And they're churning out the runs now. So another 2 runs from a ball that's just reached the edge of the inner circle, basically. So Wiley building his score nicely now. This time a bit closer into the bowler, who scurries across and chops it off. So some good fielding there, and that's the end of Kumar's second over. 8 runs coming from the over. He has 1 for 15 off his 2 overs. And after 6 overs, the Scorchers 1 for 47.
Yeah, it was a good pickup, Stu, in the pace on and pace off. We talk about that with the bowlers a lot, but it's very important as a batter to not try and hit the cover off it every single time, to actually work it into the gaps and try and pick up those twos and manipulate the fielders.
So changing the bowling, and it's Asif Mahmood coming into bowl over the wicket. Oh, that one's through. A full pitch delivery. Almost York Goodwin there as he tried to drive it through the offside and through him. So bit of zip on the ball. Mahmood bowling his first over of the game. Again, looks like he might be coming through a bit quicker than Goodwin is picking up at the moment. It's got some good pace behind him, and he's beaten the bat for a second time in 2 balls.
A little bit of gardening there from Wiley. It's always pretty common when there's a bit of a play and miss. From the non-striker's end, of course.
This time worked down to fine leg and thought about the second run, but that one moved a bit more quickly to the fielder and was able to pick up and throw back and prevent the second run. So good work down there in the deep. It brings Wiley on strike, of course, and he's worked his way pretty efficiently to 28 runs off 19 balls without having to hit too much over the top. Advancing down the track this time, and just banged in a little bit shorter by Mahmood, and well bowled, and Wiley just works it to the leg side for a single. Oh, this time off the back foot, straight down the ground to mid-off. Got a fair piece of it, hit it pretty hard to mid-off, and just the single. As Wiley back on strike, and fielders are dispersed out to the boundary line, straight down the ground. Slower ball this time, and just sitting back waiting for it was Wiley. Hit it pretty well, but once again Milind Kumar in the covers, in the action, and fields it and keeps it to a single. So that's the end of the over. A pretty good opening over from Mahmood, just 4 singles off it, and the Scorchers 1 for 51 after the opening 7 overs. So we've got a bowling change again at the Michael Long centre end of the ground. And this time Hassan Khan coming into the attack.
Run rate 7.29. I think they'd be reasonably happy with that. It was only 1 wicket in the shed, but they're probably looking to accelerate fairly soon.
Yeah, full ball worked away on the onside. They started to come for a second, but the bowler Hassan Khan had worked his way over there to chop it off and prevent the second run. So Khan, left arm finger spin over the wicket to the left-hander. It's down the pitch, getting to the ball on the full, drives it down to deep mid-off and another single.
Certainly one to watch, Hassan Khan. Recently picked up in the draft, going to be at the Melbourne Renegades.
Oh, just swinging this one away off a length and over backward square. He's got a great piece of that. Cleared the outer fence here into the crowd. So that's a great shot from Teague Wiley, who has been pretty patient over the last few overs, but that one was in an area that he liked and he just swung it away over the leg side. Again, Wiley using his feet this time down the pitch, just pushes it out into that mid-wicket area, and good running once again, picks up his second run. So Wiley is just scooted along now to 39 off 24 balls and looking really dangerous out there. Sweeps this time along the ground, didn't catch it properly, and running in from the boundary. Good work from Faraz Ali, who prevented the second run being scored. Oh, he's bowled around the legs, going for the sweep shot that time, or the reverse sweep, and yeah, good piece of bowling, pitched right up and missed the bat, hit the stumps, and it's Goodwin that has to go for 8 runs.
Not put off by the big six there, Khan. That was really good. His body language stayed strong. He stayed confident, and he's come back and got the wicket. So, yeah, very impressive from the young fella.
So, once again, it's the spinners that have had the success. We just see the replay on screen now, and gone the reverse sweep, and it's finished up taking his leg stump. So, got right through him. It's a popular shot, can be fruitful, but also can bring around your downfall if you're not right on it.
High risk, high reward, eh?
Yeah. So the new batsman at the crease is Baxter Holt for the Perth Scorchers. After 8 overs, Perth Scorchers 2 for 62. And Asif Mahmood again into the attack, and again he's got that one right up in the block hole, and Wiley not able to get that one away. So a dot ball to start the over. This one just clubbed out into the covers, but that man again, Milind Kumar, patrolling the covers. It's a no ball been called, so this will be a free hit and an extra ball to be bowled. So we'll see what Wiley's able to do, unshackled with the free hit at his disposal.
Can't change the field, of course.
No.
We've got a little bit of room in the air at long mid-off.
It's a slower ball down the leg side, and almost swept down there to the player at short fine leg, and no run scored off the ball, so that's a good result for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, no damage. They're hanging in there at the moment. Their first game in the NT.
Yep.
They're going all right. They certainly don't look out of their depth.
Mahmood. Slower ball again. This time worked away down to long on, but only a single there. And that'll bring Holt on strike. Baxter Holt to face his first ball in the innings. I'm not sure it is. Oh yeah, it is Baxter Holt, yep. So just a bit of a pause for a field change. Mid-wicket comes in inside the circle, and fine leg goes back. Holt driving straight to mid-off, and quickly in to meet the ball was Scott Kugelheim, who prevented the single being taken. So it's another pretty good over from Mahmood. He's bowled the no ball in the over, but apart from that, just the single taken. This one off the thigh pad down the leg side, and they scamper through for what should be a leg bye. It's signalled that way. And again, a dot ball against the bowler's name, but a leg bye in the book. And one ball remaining in the over, and Wiley on strike on 41. So Mahmood so far just conceded 6 runs off his almost 2 overs. Pretty good performance.
Yeah, good start here. Obviously looking to try and exit the over with a dot or a single, and he'd be very happy. Got plenty of protection out.
Advancing down the track was Wiley, worked it away to the leg side, and again good running. Sees them hustle through for 2 more runs, and that ends Mahmood's over. A good opening spell from him, 2 overs, and just conceded the 8 runs. So an impressive performance.
Yeah, smart batting from Wiley there, picking up the 2, just putting it just out of reach. Guy on the boundary didn't have enough time to get in and cut off that second run. Right, so in terms of box office from the Kingsmen, this is the man, Hassan Khan, going to be playing with the Melbourne Renegades this year. Known for his big hitting and obviously his left arm spin.
He's already been successful. Bowls again, just a little bit short of a length and worked away off the back foot by Holt to get off the mark. And brings Wiley back on strike. Oh, just given a bit more air that time. It's a good piece of bowling. Got it right up on a full length, but up above the batsman's eye line that time. And a good change up, good change of pace. So Wiley back in. This one flatter, swept away, but again, straight to the fieldsman. This time, Mahmood on the circle at backward square leg. This one shorter outside the off stump and punched away into the offside, but fielder coming in quickly off the boundary was Madassa and just kept it to a single, and that brings Holt back on strike. So another tidy over. This one from Khan. It's been a couple in a row now from the Kingsman as Holt pushes it out into that gap again, and Madassa coming in off the boundary keeps it to 1 run again. So a couple of pretty tight overs has just slowed the scoring rate down a bit. This time a fuller ball and worked away on the onside by Wiley, but only for the single, and that allows him to retain the strike. So at the halfway mark of the Scorchers innings, 2 for 71 off 10. So obviously the run rate just above 7, and it's slowed a bit in the last couple of overs, Steve.
Yeah, the spin certainly worked a treat here with Khan. Picking up wickets, not super regularly, but regularly enough to be able to stem the flow of the runs. Obviously, Teague Wiley's still a dangerous one out there. They'd love to get a wicket pretty soon to get him. He plays an important role for the rest of the innings. Probably needs to anchor, but also score quickly. So there's always a bit of a balancing act when you're trying to do that.
So Wiley been there from the start as we're underway in the 11th over. Oh, it's a slow ball, and Wiley waits on that, punches it out on the leg side. But again, just the single coming off the first ball of Mahmood's third over, and whose figures have been pretty impressive so far as well. Going at less than 5 runs and over to date. Again, taking the pace off the ball, Mahmood, and Holt waiting for it, pushes it out forward of point and turns the strike over with a single.
It looks like he's got a bit of variety with his pace-off deliveries. He's doing a few different things with the wrist, probably got a few tricks there.
Another slow delivery, and obviously difficult to pick up as Teague had a swipe at that outside the off stump, couldn't make contact. So another very good over so far from Asif Mahmood.
Yeah, that one looked like he rolled the wrists over like a leg spin at that time. Got a little bit of extra dip as a result.
What's he got for us this time? This one banged in shorter and pulled away just backward of square out there, but still no more than a single on offer. And That's the third single from the 4 balls that have been bowled in this over. Oh, it's through faster. Hit the pads, and an enthusiastic appeal from the bowler, but didn't really have any support from his wicketkeeper or teammates. And just flicked the pad through to the keeper, and no damage done, no runs scored. So just the 3 runs so far from this 11th over of the innings, and the Scorchers just starting to get a bit bogged down here. Slower ball again, this time down the leg side, and that'll be called wide. He's a bit annoyed with himself, Mahmood, for just releasing the pressure a bit there.
Yeah, I think they need some boundary balls here. They haven't had too many in recent times.
Mahmood, bit more pace on that one, and driven out to long on, but again, only the single. And the end of another good over from Mahmood. He's finished his 3rd over, has conceded just the 13 runs, and the Scorchers are 2 for 76 after 11, so that run rate dips below 7 and over with 9 overs remaining in the innings.
Baxter Holt also a wicket keeper. I'm not sure he's going to have the gloves. They've got a few keepers in their squad, but it'd be good to see him in action later on. You'd imagine they'd probably mix it up a little bit throughout the games. Competitive nature would mean they definitely want to win, but at the same time, they're going to try and expose as many players as they can to this level as they possibly can.
Yeah, that's right. It's a tournament that they want to win, but of course it falls in the pre-season period for the teams from outside of the Australian teams from outside of the Northern Territory at least, and they've got squads of 14, I think, so they'd be rotating and giving everyone a run. As a helicopter flies by TIO Stadium. Of course, we're very close to the airport here. So it's the opening bowler, Kugelheim, coming back into the attack. This one's full and worked into the leg side for an easy single.
Just looking at the team list, Joel Curtis, the other keeper, is named 12th man. So I would imagine that Holt would probably be doing the keeping.
He's been named as the keeper on the team sheet.
Oh, he has.
So, oh, it's very short and slow, and had to be waited for and dragged down by Wiley, and it's indicated as the one over the shoulder for the over. Yeah, it was very slow, and Wiley not really able to get much pace on that ball as he banged it down into the ground, and brings Baxter Holt back on strike. Slow ball again. And past the leg side. I think he's worked a fair way across towards the offside, so no wide called. And Yeah, Holt just struggling with his rhythm at the moment. 5 off 9. And he'd be looking to start getting some more confident bat on the ball and get the ball into some gaps. Keegline again. Again, pace taken off as he's turned it round behind square. Nicely fielded back here by Mudasa. And keeps it to a single once again. So the boundaries have certainly dried up in the middle overs of this innings. And Keegline's come back well for a second spell. Conceded 3 runs so far in the over. It's a full ball and swinging through it this time out to wide mid-wicket. Oh, good work on the boundary line on the second attempt. It's hooked back by Kumar and thrown in. Umpire's just checking that there was no touch with the rope, but that brings up the 50 for Teague Wiley and 50 off 39 balls. So it's been an important anchoring innings at the top of the order from Wiley, and the Scorchers will be looking for him to go on with it from here. Pace off again, and Wiley works it onto the leg side. Just a single, and that ends the Keegline's over. There were 6 runs taken from it. Keegline's 3 overs so far have cost 19 runs, and again we go another over, Steve, without a boundary being scored.
Yeah, well, Wiley's looked like he nearly got one then when he brought up his 50. He's still just ticking along. His run rate is still very good, scoring at probably around about 120, 130. But I reckon he's got another gear left in him. 51 off 40 balls. Holt still just settling in with 6 off 10.
So we've got Wiley on strike and Gulam Madasa to continue here. Banged into the middle of the pitch and pulled away by Wiley backward of square for a single. Yeah, you'd imagine that the Kingsmen would be really happy with what they've done in these middle overs. The last 3 or 4 overs or so really put the brakes on the scoring from the Scorchers and haven't conceded a boundary in that time. So impressive stuff. This time pulled away backward of square. The fielder out there doing some work, does well to chop it off, and again prevents the boundary being scored. And Baxter Holt comes back for a second run, but you got a better piece of that one.
Yeah, they're right in this game. They've flown a long way, halfway across the world, so you probably give them a game to settle in if you're generous, but they've made a really good first impression.
Swung away over the leg side again, but straight to the fielder out there. And another single on the board to Holt. He goes to 9, Wiley on 52, the Scorchers 2 for 86 after 12 and a half overs. And Madasa in his 3rd over has figures of none for 21. Oh, full ball, full toss, and this time it's hoiked away, back behind square leg. Well picked up by Wiley this time, and that goes all the way to the boundary. And it's the first one we've seen for a number of overs, as we've said, and just breaking the shackles there. A loose ball, really, full toss about knee height on leg stump, and Teague Wiley had no problem dealing with that away behind square leg.
Yeah, he certainly holds the key here. If you can go very deep in the innings, they're going to get a really competitive score. If the Kingsmen can get him out soon, it's going to change everything.
This one's shorter and smashed straight down the ground over the fieldsman there, working back hard. Looks like it's going to be chopped off there by Azam, and the throw comes in and just keeps the scoring to 2 runs. But Wiley starting to like the look of what he's seeing out there, and a little bit more aggressive in the last few balls. Last ball of Medus's over. It's full and swung away, long over mid-on, one bounce over the rope, and that's a fantastic finish to the over from Teague Wiley and the Perth Scorchers, and 10 off the last 3 balls meant that the over cost 14 runs, and that's a better over for them to just to push that run rate up a little bit after they'd been bogged down for a few overs, and the run rate, as we can see, back up over 7 and over. But clean hitting there from Wiley, and the fielders in that area all up inside the circle, and got it over the top, no problem.
Yeah, that was a big over they needed. Just doing a few calculations. If they can score 10 and over, that'll get them up to 166, which would be a very good score.
You see the partnership on the screen, 34 from 30 balls, and that was certainly been helped by 10 off the last 3 balls. Reverse sweep, but straight to the fielder, waiting there for it. So Hassan Khan in his 3rd over. Took a bit of pace off that one and swept away. Conventional sweep this time out on the leg side. Picked up in the deep by Faraz Ali, and throws the ball back in. Hassan Khan again, this time pushed out into the cover area. Just for a single, and brings Teague back on strike. So Holt starting to find the middle of the bat. A couple of shots this over. Teague on the back foot, just couldn't get that one away, just stopped on him a bit, I think, and couldn't quite get the timing to force it out past the fielder inside the circle. Faster ball from Khan this time, and Teague using his feet gets down the track and just works it out to long on for another single.
So we've got a deep backward square, and then we've got everyone else in front of the wicket. So he's backing himself into bowl full, straight, and he's bowling some good areas.
This time out, straight to cover. They go for the run. The shy at the stump at the bowler's end comes in, but misses there, and they're through safely for another single. So a good over again. Just the 5 runs coming from Hassan Khan's over, and the Scorchers brought up the 100 in the over. They're 2 for 101 after 14. I'm sure they'd be wanting to push up to 160 or more as a target to set.
Yep, they're going to need 10 and overs, which is doable. Obviously, with the field out, the boundaries are going to dry up a little bit. They're going to have to be a bit creative. Khan in particular looks hard to get away. He's coming off the Domestic Player of the Year over in America in the Major League.
So we've got the captain, Hamad Azam, coming on to bowl. And he'll be bowling his first over with Baxter Holt on strike. This one worked just forward of point and out to the boundary rider here for a single. Just turns over the strike to bring Wiley back on strike. Working down the pitch that time, Wiley coming to meet the ball and drives it out to long off, but just another single. Hassan Khan doing the fielding in the deep, and singles off the first two balls of Azam's spell. Again full and worked away on the leg side this time by Holt. So another single, and Wiley back on strike. 64 off 47. I'm sure he'd love to accelerate and push himself towards a century in the first innings of this match. Goes the big swing this time out on the leg side. It's falling in short. They're hustling back for the second. A bit of hesitation from Holt, but the throw came to the end that Wiley was running to anyway, so they're comfortably back for two. So just swinging away on the leg side that time and picking up another 2 runs, Wiley.
Former Pakistani international Hamad Azam played 11 one-day internationals and 5 T20s.
This time on the front foot, working it down to long on and through for another single. So they've scored off every ball in this over, but just 4 singles and that 2 off the previous ball means there's only been the 6 runs scored off the 5 balls so far. Swung away out to deep mid-wicket by Holt, and again it's a single to end the over. 7 off the opening over from Azam, the captain, and the Scorchers just move along to 2 for 108 with 5 overs remaining in the innings.
I think Azam would be happy with that. He's more of a batting all-rounder. Some steady medium pace there. He's done a good job to come on at this stage and keep it to 7 off.
Just see the scorecard on the screen showing that the 2 batsmen out just both really struggled to get going. 7 off 12 and 8 off 12, but these 2 have produced a pretty good partnership to push the score along, and they would be looking to accelerate in these last 5 overs as the bowling scorecard comes up. Some pretty tidy figures in there for T20 cricket. Only Ghulam Madassa going at over 10 and over, but Asif Mahmood, the pick of the bowlers as far as economy rate goes at 4 1/3. So that's pretty impressive bowling, and the two spinners there with a wicket each. It's a bit slower and shorter and pulled away, but down to mid-on. So again, just struggling to find the middle of the bat here, Holt, and only manages a single off the first ball of Hassan Khan's final over. Oh, that one's quicker, hit on the pad on the full, and attempting the reverse sweep, and caught LBW directly in front. So that's the end of Teague Wiley. The Scorchers would have been hoping that he could hang around and accelerate the scoring, but he's gone the reverse sweep off the full toss and been caught straight in front. So that's a big wicket for the Kingsmen, and again, it's the spinner that does the damage.
Yeah, massive wicket. Build up there with the lack of back of his mind. He wasn't able to score boundary straight of the wicket, but a fantastic knock.
Yeah, it was hit him on the knee roll basically on the full, and yeah, it wasn't much doubt for the umpire on that occasion.
Yeah, earlier Sam Fanning was a little bit unlucky possibly, but I don't know whether there's too much question there.
Agree. So new batsman to crease. Looks to be Nick Hobson, I think. He was on the list to bat 6, but looks like he might have been promoted. One run. Works this away on the offside, straight to the fielder. They take off straight away, sliding in and making his ground was Holt. I suppose we're at that stage where they're willing to take the risks on those runs, and away, Hobson away and off the mark off the first ball he faced.
Yeah, one of their more experienced campaigners, Hobson, 30 years old, played a lot of Big Bash cricket and cricket for Western Australia.
Reverse sweep again, straight to the fielder, but no run taken this time. And Hassan Khan, it's been a terrific performance by him. A little bit expensive in his first over, but he's come back really well and got a wicket when just a couple of runs in this over. As, oh, the big hit this time. It's high in the air. It's not going to reach the boundary. It's going to go straight down the throat of the fielder out there, and the catch nicely taken by Milind Kumar, who's really been in the game in the field, spent a lot of the time in the covers, and he took that one comfortably as was hit straight down his throat. And Hassan Khan picks up his 3rd wicket for the match. So it's been a good performance, and once again it's the spinners that are doing the damage.
Yeah, they're hanging in there, the Kingsmen. They're going to end up chasing a gettable score here. They've done a great job in the field.
It has been an impressive performance. They, apart from some wides and no balls and struggling to get wickets, but it's the slow bowlers, as I said, that have done it. And now Keaton Critchell comes to the crease at number 6 with just 1 ball left in this spell from Hassan Khan. Oh, quicker ball, and trying to work it off the back foot. That's very close to the off stump, and the end of a terrific spell from Khan, who finishes with the figures of 3 for 22 off 4 overs.
Yeah, very impressive. I think the Melbourne Renegades would be happy with what they've got ahead of them this summer in the Big Bash. A great signing by the looks of it. And the good news for them is he can hit the ball pretty well too.
Yeah, well, we look forward to seeing him bat in the second innings of this game, as we will eagerly await the Kingsmen chasing the target that's set for them. But 110 off 16, you would think the Scorchers have got some work to do to be more comfortable with the target that they set.
A lot riding on Hobson here now as a more experienced player in the pairing. Played every Big Bash game last summer.
It just leans into that one and drives it out to long off, but only the single there. And
it was a bit of a breakout year last year, making 153 runs at 30.6 and a strike rate of 150, which is pretty good going.
Captain Hamad Azam bowling his second over of the match. Critchell on strike. Full and swung through the line of the ball, straight down the ground over the bowler's head. Nice piece of fielding down there by the big man, Scott Kugelheim, and that was great work coming around from long on to cut that off and keep it to a single only.
Yeah, it was a great effort. Every run counts.
Hobson attempted to cut that one outside the off stump, might have just caught a bottom edge through to the keeper, into the ground and through to the keeper, but no run, and every dot ball at this stage of the game is very valuable. Oh, just took the pace off that one, and a big swing from Hobson. Misses everything and just snuck past the off stump.
Possibly not coming on quite as quickly as it has. Obviously, the Deck's had a few games on it now. It's their third game, I think, on this wicket.
Yeah. The third game in this series, plus the two T20 international games earlier in the week. So this one right up in the block hole and well bowled and just dug out onto the leg side, and they scramble through for a single. So one ball remaining in Azam's second over, and it's Critchell on strike. Just the one run off two balls so far for him. Goes the swing, gets a bottom edge to it, get through to the keeper, but they take the run as the wicket keeper Cheyenne Jahangir had to run around to his left-hand side, and good piece of running there to end the over. But again, a tidy over, just the 4 runs from it, and things getting a little bit desperate for the Scorchers now with just 18 balls remaining in the innings and their score up to 114.
Yeah, it's all changed since Wiley exited the arena. Great batting by him, but now they're in a situation where they probably have to revise their target. They're probably now looking more like high 140s, maybe 150 if they get a few away.
Yeah, that's right. They'd even have to do well to do that, the way the last few overs have gone. The run rate slipped down to 6.7. And, of course, we have a change from the left of screen, and it's Ghulam Madassa coming back into the tack.
They really just need to be aiming to score off every ball. It doesn't need to be boundaries. They just need to be looking to get up the other end, get the twos, occasional boundary so they can get their 10 and over. they get their 10 and over, they're going to be runs on the board and a pretty good spot. Maybe one big over.
So Madassa comes in now. Left arm round the wicket and just pushed into the leg side, looking for two, but no, not keen to take it. It was Hobson. It's, again, good work in the outfield, getting in quickly. And the extra run cut off. Short ball this time, pulled away pretty firmly. The fielder's got some work to do. Scrambling across, couldn't get to it, and that was well timed. Skated across the boundary, out at square leg there, and made its way all the way to the boundary. So a nice shot from Hobson, but I think Madassa would be disappointed with that delivery. Just a bit of a half tracker that he was pulled away pretty easily.
Yeah, he got right on top of that. That was a really good shot. Not necessarily a great ball, but he really made the most of it.
Yeah, nice shot. And Hobson, a bit more confidence now. Madassa, this time Hobson through the offside. There's a sweeper out here. And it's Hassan Khan who picks it up and throws it back in. So just the single off that ball. So 6 runs off the first 3 balls of this 18th over. And Critchell back on strike.
So there's a chance here of getting their 10 plus the over. Could do it in the 3-2, so they could get a boundary. Let's see what the bowler dishes up.
Short ball this time and gets away fine. That's going to go all the way to the boundary as well. So off the helmet, I think that one. And 4 leg byes has been called.
Yeah, this is the over the batting team needed.
So leg byes was signalled, and it's a boundary in the book. That's all that counts as far as the Scorchers are concerned. Critchell this time just pushes it out on the leg side and scampers through for a single. Hussain, Madassa a little bit disappointed with that, but only conceding the single. So they've got they're up to 11 runs off this over with those leg byes, and 1 ball remaining in the over. Full ball, driven straight to cover, but they're happy to take the chance on the arm, and in the end the ball wasn't thrown and the single taken. So that's the end of Madassa's spell. His 4 overs coming at a cost of 39 runs, and the Scorchers with 2 overs to go, 4 for 126.
Yeah, high 140s is back on now after that over. Just what they needed.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they've left their power surge to the last 2 overs, I think. So it's just been signalled by the umpire. So that gives them a chance to get the ball over the top in these last couple of overs. But normally the teams choose to take it earlier. I'm not sure the fielding side are completely aware. They've got Fielders all around the boundary at this stage.
Yeah, they've got 4 of them out at the moment. They're going to have to let them know. I'm sure the umpires have noticed yet, have they?
Oh, well, I'm confused. We'll see what happens here. So the ball squirted away through the offside. That's nicely timed out there, but good work in the outfield to chop it off. And 2 runs to Hobson.
Yeah, Hobson's the key here. He showed in the Big Bash 14 last season that he's very capable of scoring at a good clip at this time of the innings.
Pace taken off that one, and ball just hit up to mid-off and through for another single. That brings Critchell back on strike. Mahmood in again. Oh, that's bowled him, I think. Just touched the stumps and the bails have fallen off. So another wicket to the Kingsmen, and in the 19th over, and a little bit anticlimactic. Not much enthusiasm from the fielding side, but the wicket's taken, and of course no run off that one, and Critchell has to go, and Scorchers struggling to advance the scoring rate here too much at all.
Yeah, they made it hard for you there. Not a lot of emotion. I think maybe the fielders didn't even realise it just clipped the stump there.
So Matthew Spores comes to the crease for the Scorchers with 3 balls left in the 19th over. As Mahmood, he's been pretty tidy today. Just 16 runs from his 3.5 overs to date, so be pretty pleased with that performance so far. Oh, that one's on the pad. A big appeal once again. But umpire Simon Burns not interested. Leg by signalled. And Spores gets off strike with that leg by. Just a bit of an explanation from umpire Burns to the bowler. And Hobson back on strike.
Yeah, Matthew Spores played 5 games last year in the Big Bash. Bit of a spinner and a batter.
This one fast and full and swung away on the leg side. They're running the first one hard, but no second run as the throw comes in from Tajinder Dhillon. And again, just the single could be scored. Hobson moves along to 12 off 10 and brings Spores back on strike for the last ball of the 19th over.
Yeah, the wickets obviously slowed them up here. They're now just, again, looking to score off as many balls as they can. Get as close to that sort of 140 plus now. Maybe 145 if they get a few away.
Ball, it's hit out over the top. That's a great shot. Beautifully timed. Square of the wicket on the offside off the front foot. And one bounce over the boundary line and a boundary 4 to finish the over. And the Scorchers will be pretty happy about that, getting a boundary away to set themselves up for a run chase in the last over to score as many as they can. 135 on the board with that 1 over to go. the end of Asif Mahmood's spell. Terrific spell, 1 for 21 from his 4 overs. Be pretty happy with that, but just see Spores there giving himself a bit of room and swiping it away over the point area.
Yeah, very well bowled. He'd be just kicking himself. That last ball was just in the slot there. Yep. Still comes away with some really good figures.
So it's the opening bowler, Kugelheim, to close it out in the last over here. Hobson on strike. Swings big, it's gone straight up in the air, getting underneath it and taking the catch easily there is Hassan Khan, and he's had some sort of day so far. Hassan Khan took the 3 wickets when he was bowling, now gets in the action with a catch as well, and Hobson gone, and I guess the wicket's good, but the no runs from the first ball is equally as good at this stage of the game.
Yeah, he had to go. A very comfortable catch, as you said there. He's made some pretty good first impressions here, old Khan. But yeah, 5 balls to go. Tough to come out and score quickly straight away, but that's what they're going to have to do to get himself above that 140 plus mark, which I reckon is going to be about par. With the pitch maybe a little bit harder to bat on than it has been.
Yeah, might just be slowing up a bit, mightn't it, by the way that the batsmen have dealt with it. But yeah, it's Matthew Kelly who comes to the crease. Dances down the pitch first ball and smacks it straight back over the bowler's head, and a couple of bounces over the boundary line for 4. So Kelly's come out with some serious intent there and didn't wait for a sider. Down the pitch, 4 runs over the bowler's head. So a good start for Kelly.
Yeah, magnificent hit there. Very clean.
So what's Kugelheim got in response to that? Kelly this time waits back. It's a short ball. Out, pace taken off outside off stump. And yeah, just Kelly not able to pick that one up. It's indicated that that's one over the shoulder for the over. But Kelly will be disappointed that he couldn't get anything on that one.
It sort of died a little bit, didn't it? Didn't really come on.
Again, pace taken off and an inside edge, well taken by the wicket keeper, Jahangir. And just the single to Kelly brings Spores back on strike with 2 balls remaining in the innings. So they've got that score up to 140. I'm sure they'd love another boundary or 2 just to give the Kingsmen a bit more of a target. It's a full ball, trying to swing it around on the leg side. It looks like it's run straight into the pad, and leg by is signalled as the fielder at short fine leg, Asif Mahmood, was able to cut that one off. So just a leg by, 141 wicket the score with 1 ball remaining in the innings, and Matt Kelly on strike. Last ball of the innings. Slower ball, and it's got through him, bowled him. So a clever piece of bowling from Kugelheim. Really mixed up his pace in that last over and restricted the Scorchers to just the 6 runs, including the leg bye. So that's the end of the Perth Scorchers innings, and in the end, a pretty impressive performance by the Chicago Kingsmen to restrict the Scorchers to that score, Steve.
Yeah, I think they would have taken that at the start of the day. 141, when you look at the scores that have been happening, yes, possibly the pitch is getting a bit harder to play on, but yeah, they'd be very happy and maybe a little bit confident they can come out and get these runs.
Yeah, that's right. Gives them every chance, and if they can get off to a start, they're well in the game. So we're obviously excited to see what the Kingsmen can bring in the second innings of this match. And yeah, with you've mentioned that that Hassan Khan is an all-rounder, and he's performed in the field, and it'll be interesting to see if he can perform in the bat as well. You see the bowling card there from the Kingsmen, and you see that Mohammad Hassan Khan with the 3 wickets, and singles to Kumar Mahmood, and Kugelheim 2 wickets in that final over. Just highlights of the Scorchers innings here, and a wicket early there, and then some big hitting in between, but not too much of it. Of course, it was Teague Wiley who was the mainstay of the innings with his 67. You see some of the shots from him here getting to the boundary. And just a couple of Khan's wickets to tidy things up. And then so that's it for the first innings of this match. It's the Scorchers scoring 7 for 141, and the Kingsmen to come out after the break to chase 142 to win.
Are you looking to hit your studies for 6? Make the move to Australia's Northern Territory and start a world-class partnership where your potential can glide through boundaries and you can rack up runs in places you've never imagined. Enjoy our laid-back lifestyle and help us build what's next. When this over is over, think about getting on a good wicket and consider studying in Australia's Northern Territory. Authorised by the Northern Territory Government, Darwin.
When you move here, it's not just for work, it's for life. Here, culture isn't something you leave behind. It's something you bring with you and share. Great jobs, no long commutes, and weekends that start as soon as Friday ends. From the red desert to the tropical north, this place doesn't just welcome you, it transforms you. Australia's Northern Territory. New boundaries, new territory.
Welcome back to TIO Stadium for the first ball of the second innings of this top End T20 Series match between the Perth Scorchers and the Chicago Kingsmen. And it's the Chicago Kingsmen at bat, chasing a target of 142 for victory. And they're away with a couple of runs, off the first ball to Jahangir. The opening bowler for the Perth Scorchers is Matt Kelly, who was the last batsman or get out in the last over of the innings. This time driven straight down the ground into the stumps at the bowler's end and prevented the run being scored. Shahan Jahangir, the batsman on strike, was the wicket-keeper in the previous innings. Just an inside edge, works it away on the leg side and gets himself a single here. So it's Jahangir on to 3 and his opening partner, Shahan Jayasuriya, will be on strike.
Shahan Jayasuriya also has some international experience, Sri Lanka.
Oh, off the outside edge, gets past the player at first slip and down to third man. They're coming back for the second. Nicely run as the throw comes in. So Jayasuriya off the mark with the first ball that he faced. Kelly full again. Jayasuriya plays it in out to the offside and fielded over there by Spores. Prevents any run. So 5 runs so far from this opening over with 1 ball to go. And a bit of a field change here. The slip coming out and going over to reinforce that offside area. Jayasuriya opens his arms and smashes that one over mid-on and out to the boundary for 4. So just had a look at the first couple, but really loosened up and swung that one over the top of the infield. And a boundary on the board for the Kingsmen and 9 runs after the first over.
Yeah, great shot from Jayasuriya. Played 12 one-day internationals for his country and 18 T20s, with a high score in the one-day internationals of 96. So he can play.
Absolutely, and showed us there that he's willing to go after the bowling as the over ends, and Jahangir back on strike. So a promising start from the Kingsmen in this run chase. Everyone really interested to see what they can show with the bat here. It's nicely played. Just angled bat down to third man. And a single off the first ball of the over from Albert Esterhausen. A lot of tall players in the Perth Scorchers side, Steve. They
yeah, very athletic.
Delivering from a height.
Only a teenager.
Esterhausen this time to Jayasuriya, and he works it down through the vacant gully area for a single as well. So the Kingsman batsman looking to be in control at this stage, just working the ball around, and that one big shot from Jai Surya at the end of the first over.
Yeah, Esterhousen's picked up a WA rookie contract over the break.
This one's short, pulled away, didn't really catch it, but it falls safely. And another single added to the total. Umpires are happy that that was below shoulder level. So, yeah, might have just got on to Jahangir a bit quicker than he thought, I think, and got it around the splice of the bat. Full ball this time and swung away by Jai Surya. Just getting a hand to the ball out there was Rockacholi, I think, but yeah, just saved the boundary, and they run back for a second run.
Aggressive start here, looking to make the most of the power play scenario. Get a bit ahead of the curve.
Oh, this time wrapped on the pad, Jai Surya. Bit of a muffled appeal, not really serious, but the important thing there for the Scorchers was a dot ball, and Esterhousen will go back and bowl the last ball of the over. 5 runs from the over so far. So just 2 players outside the circle, of course. One down at deep third man and one at deep backward square leg, looking directly into the sun. You can see him shielding his eyes. And as I say that, the third man comes up into the circle and another one goes out to deep mid-wicket. It's full, smashed away through the offside, but a hand on it prevents the ball from going to the boundary, and that was Hobson at cover point that got his hand to it, and consequently just a single off the last ball to Jai Surya. He goes to 10 off 7 balls faced, and Jahangir is 5 off 5, so pretty competent start by the Chicago Kingsmen in their run chase.
And equally not a bad effort from Esterhousen there too. Got away with 6 runs. They swung very hard at him, but managed to bowl to his field. Jai Surya in particular obviously doesn't want to muck around today. He swings the bat very hard.
Kelly again. Jai Surya just drops the bat on this one and off straight away for a quick single. Good understanding between the 2 batsmen. And Jahangir will now take strike as just third man going down to the boundary and a deep backward square leg there. Matt Kelly once again. Oh, that one tried to be swung away on the leg side, might have kept a little bit low. It's caught him on the pad for sure, and there was an appeal, but not overly enthusiastic, and a leg bye is recorded.
We certainly saw LBW come into play in the first innings, so no doubt both sides will be aware of that.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if the spinners are influential in this innings as well, as they have been in the 3 games here so far that have been played. Jayasuriya gets a short one again up on the splice, and shakes his hand, and he's dropped his bat in fact, but they jog through for a single.
So a similar start in terms of run rate. Both teams started off around that 7 mark, but the advantage of batting second obviously is that they know what they're chasing.
This time worked away behind point. Fielder comes around. It's shy at the stumps as a direct hit. But Jayasuriya safely made his ground. Terrific pick up and throw. But Jayasuriya was home safely.
There's probably one thing we didn't see the Kingsmen do is have a ping at the stumps too often. They did field pretty well, but there certainly wasn't a lot of run-out opportunities. A little bit more athleticism out there at the moment, I think.
Short, pulled away, but straight down the throat of, I think that's Esterhausen there at a leg gully backward square, and again, just got it high on the bat, but straight down his throat. So a good piece of bowling, good piece of captaincy, fielder in the right place, and Jayasuriya, who looked like he could be a dangerous player, is gone for 12 in the 3rd over. So a good wicket for the Scorchers to pick up.
Yeah, he picked him out there. There's plenty of gaps. He's absolutely kicking himself, I reckon.
So the new batsman coming in, Faraz Ali. And he'll have one ball to face in this Matt Kelly over. So Jayasuriya gone for 12. And his partner Jahangir, 6 not out, remains at the crease.
Another experienced cricketer, 32 years old. I mentioned the athleticism probably being an advantage for the Scorchers, but certainly there's a lot of cricket wisdom out there as well for the Kingsmen.
So Ali on strike, Kelly bowling last ball of the over. It's short, he flashes at it outside the off stump, but no contact through to the keeper. And that ends a successful Matt Kelly over. And pretty tidy numbers as well, just 3 runs off the bat and a leg by along with the wicket. So a good comeback from Kelly after 9 were taken off his first over.
Yeah, wicket changes everything, doesn't it? All of a sudden now they're down to just over a run a ball. Fresh man out there.
So the Scorchers going with Esterhausen again. Had a tidy first over, conceded 6 runs. Jahingar on strike for the first ball. Comes forward, pushes it into the covers, and they easily run through for a single.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they go here after that wicket, whether they look to consolidate a little bit or whether they're still keen to push ahead with and try and get ahead of the run rate. While they've only got the 2 fielders out, you would think they would go reasonably hard.
There's Ali down the leg side. There was a call for catch it, but umpire says nothing on that, and it's called a wide, leg side wide. So Esterhausen needs to bowl that one again, and another run goes on the total. So Shadow's just stretching across the ground now. Should be in full shade soon. Again, attempted pull shot from outside the off stump this time, and no contact on it. Again, it looked like it perhaps kept a bit lower than Ali was thinking it would.
Yeah, it's starting to look like a good toss to win. Obviously, it's still a very gettable score, but the bowler's bowling in the nice, cool conditions here. Got the runs on the board. Very pleasant at the moment.
Ali trying to dab that one down to third man there, but again, beaten outside the off stump. So after a bit of an early flurry from Jayasuriya, the scoring's just dried up a bit in the last couple of overs. 21 off 3.5 now, and Ali new to the crease, just struggling to get bat on ball at the moment. This one off the thigh pad, I think. It's going to run all the way down to the boundary there. It's gone very fine. Leg by signalled off the thigh pad, and 4 runs to the total, which the Kingsmen will be really happy about after they've been tied down for a while. So 4 leg buys takes the score to 1 for 25. For Ali, I'm not sure he's actually laid bat on ball yet in the 4 balls that he's faced. Oh, I think he's just jammed that one onto the pad and they scamper through for a single. So Ali will be off the mark. A single there. And it brings Jahangir back on strike.
Yep, that'll ease the nerves a little bit. Can sit back, lean on his bat, have a bit of a look what's happening. Very tidy over so far, other than the 4 leg buys, of course.
Short and worked away, backward of square on the leg side. Thought about 2, but coming in fast off the boundary was Teague Wiley, and he rockets the throw in and reduces the scoring to 1 run. So after 4 overs, it's the Chicago Kingsmen 1 for 27, chasing the target of 142, and Esterhausen has 10 runs from his 2 overs, so a pretty good start for him. So 4 overs gone. The field will be dispersed. Players will go outside the circle. And we have a bowling change from the airport end. And it looks like it's Nick Hobson. No, maybe it's not. No, it's not. It's Keaton Critchell, I think, into bowl. Yeah, it is. So another one of their tall, fast bowlers, and right in the slot, first ball. Full again from Critchell, and this time driven away on the onside. But just the single to Jahangir.
They're probably going to bowl pretty straight with this field. Doesn't really want to stray outside the off stump to the right-hander. There was no protection out there, but fortunately that was covered by the deep long on.
So the left-hander Ali on strike. This time works it away behind square leg, runs the first run hard, looking to come back, but coming in off the boundary quickly was Esterhausen and prevented the second run. Good work in the outfield. And again, firing the throw into the wicketkeeper. Stepping down the track this time and meeting the ball early out wide of cover. Nicely fielded out there by the captain Fanning. He had a ping at the stumps, but they were easily through for another single.
Yeah, I think I'm happy with that field change. It tends to match what he's bowling. He's bowling quite full, and he's finally got some protection out there on the leg side now to the lefty.
Which worked away, and that fielder's just come up from fine leg, and that's Esterhausen. He does a good job again. Onto it quickly, has a ping at the stumps, but they're through easily enough for a single. So a dot ball and then 4 singles in this over, and Critchell just keeping the brakes on a bit here.
There's been a few hittable balls though. I reckon he's got away with a couple of fullies, but on paper, he's got a good result.
Again, right up in the block hole and worked away to the leg side. They're going to push for 2 this time. They come back for the second run. The throw comes in low and flat, but they're back quite comfortably for the second run, and that's the end of the over from Critchell, his first, and it cost 6 runs. The Kingsmen 1 for 33 after 5.
That's the irony of T20 cricket. It's probably his best ball. It's gone for 2 runs, and he's bowled a few looseners and got away with 1. But that's cricket. Matching your field to what you're bowling is the key, and they got the runs on the board. So they've started pretty well. Evenly poised, would you say?
Yeah, absolutely it is, and we've seen through the middle overs of innings it's become a bit hard to score, and the Kingsmen, apart from what Jai Sarir did early, really haven't gone after the bowling to this stage. Just happy to work the ball around, and yeah, see the Manhattan on the screen there, and I think the Scorchers were probably in front at this time of the innings, but we know that they slowed up a bit in the middle stages. So we've got spin for the first time. Oh, and a wicket with the first ball. So we were wondering if spin would have an influence in this innings as well, and Roccacelli straight through and picks up a wicket with his first ball in the tournament, and his teammates get around him and celebrate as Ali has to depart, and he'll be replaced at the crease by Milind Kumar, who himself bowled a bit of spin in the Scorchers innings.
Yeah, perfect start there.
So the Kingsmen 2 for 33 in the first ball of the 6th over. Just see the replay here. Around the wicket. Just through the gate, really. Bit of a lazy shot, I think, and perhaps expecting it to turn a bit more, but Yeah, a good start for Roccacelli.
Reigning Laurie Sol Medal winner. For those of you unfamiliar with that award, it's the highest award in Western Australian cricket. So he's obviously coming off a pretty good season.
This one online again, just in the air for a while, but got it down the ground, and I take the single as Kumar was keen to get back for a second, but there was really no chance. Oh, just guided down by Jahangir, down to for a single. A bit premeditated, but worked it nicely. Kumar down the pitch, hits long, down the ground, got a good piece of that, and wide of the fielder, Esterhausen, that wide long on, and picks himself up a boundary, just used his feet nicely, swung through and hit the ball cleanly.
Yeah, beautiful footwork there from Kumar. For all the kids watching at home, that's how you do it. Make sure you get the pitch of the ball, keep your head down, and away it goes.
Oh, this time outside the off stump, tried to dab it down to third man, but beaten for pace, I think. Had a bit more on that one. So Roccacelli with the last ball of his first over. This one worked forward of square on the leg side, and just the single taken. That's the end of the over. 1 for 7 for Roccacelli, and the Kingsmen 2 for 40 after the first 6 overs of the innings. So 102 runs required from the 14 overs remaining. So Critchell to bowl again, his second over. See the bowling numbers on the screen, they're all pretty tidy as Critchell comes in. In the air on the leg side, just wide of the fielder. They push hard and they'll come back for the second as the throw comes in from out near the boundary. So, I think Critchell's hurt himself in his follow through here. And looks like we'll have to get some medical attention, but it was Kumar working it on the leg side in the air that time. But yeah, perhaps a knee or an ankle issue here. Struggling to take some weight through that at the moment, but just shaking it off now. It's just see the replay, might see what happened here as followed through. Yeah, just went over on his ankle on off the edge of the pitch there. So yeah, that'll be pretty sore. Went over on the outside of the ankle, and yeah, just showing the medical staff what happened. I'm not sure that he'd be able to continue bowling now. The umpire's giving him his hat and glasses back, and he'll go back and get off the field and get some treatment on that. He's starting to move a little bit more freely, but There's, of course, 9 days of the tournament to go, Steve, and you'd imagine that they might put him in cotton wool for the night.
Yeah, you take the conservative approach.
So that, of course, means that after 1 ball in the over, someone else will be required to bowl the final 5 balls.
Yeah, it looked like he was just right on the edge there, so the actual pitch itself a bit slipperier than the greener grass, and I think he just sort of caught the edge which caused him the trouble. Bit of bad luck there.
So the fast bowler Critchell going to be replaced by the spinner Spores. As he just rolls his arm over for a couple of looseners.
I might test the depth a little bit with 1 bowler down as well. We'll see what they've got in the squad.
So Spores in short and smacked away down the ground on the offside. It was Kumar was keen for the second run, but his partner Jahangir sent him back. Jahangir, of course, would have been running to the danger end. So a bit of a loosener there from Spores, a bit shorter than he would have hoped. But not too much damage done. This one better length, but forced away straight down the ground on the onside this time by Jahangir. He moves along to 14 off 15 balls. And Milind Kumar back on strike, who's on 9 off 8 balls. Oh, that one down the leg side. It's going to be called a wide. Kumar just happy to see it go past him on the leg side. So a wide registered. This one Fuller trying to dab it away on the offside, beats the outside edge. This time successfully guides it away down to the third man area. Esterhausen after it picks it up just inside the boundary and whips the throw in, but not before 2 runs were added.
Yeah, that was a good shot with the man up. Just got away from him. It's a good start here from Spores though. He's putting in some good spots.
This one Fuller, a swipe at it, and I think that catch has been taken. The fielder's certainly claiming it. I think he got his hands underneath it. The umpires are going to confer here. But Kumar not in a hurry to get off the ground. He's waiting to see what the outcome of this conference between the umpires will be.
We don't have the benefit of going upstairs.
Yeah, and the decision's been given. The catch has been allowed, so I think the Scorcher players were pretty confident that that he got his hands underneath that one, and it was a nice catch taken coming forward. So Kumar is the player that has to go, and he was looking pretty promising, but he's out now for 11 off 9 balls, and brings a new batsman to the crease in Tajinder Dhillon. Just see the replay here. See if we can catch where. Yeah, look to get his hands under that pretty well. So that's a fair decision, and Kumar has gone. So
And a good delivery from Spores there as well. A bit fuller, a bit wider. Bowling to his field, and it was taken. It was a very good catch in the end. Now that we established it was definitely out, it was a very good catch. This tournament last year is where Spores was actually able to show his wares, and that's why he got his 5 games in BBL 14 last year, because he performed really well up here in the top end, which shows the beauty of this tournament.
Exactly right. Players playing for places in the senior side. As we've got spin again from the other end of the ground, from the Michael Long centre end, and it's Luke Holt. So just a loosener there, a single taken off the first ball. And Tajinder Dillon to face his first ball. Dillon on back foot, just pushes it back to the bowler coming through on his follow through. Tidy start from Holt. Another leg spinner. Again, off the back foot, just forcing it out on the leg side, and the field in position pretty close to the wicket. That time it was Hobson. You can see that the fielder on either side of the pitch is well in from the edge of the ring. And this time on the offside, picked up by the fielder out there, and no run allowed. So Dillon just not able to find the gaps at the moment, as we have a field change, and that player from Hobson from short mid wicket goes back out onto the boundary, and another player comes in on the offside. Dillon trying to swing at that one. It trickles away on the onside, and Holt comes across to do his own bowling. So 5 balls gone in the over, just the 1 run off the over so far. A really excellent start from Luke Holt, and he'll be looking to close this out with the last ball of the over. Dillon advances down the pitch this time and drives straight down the ground out to long off. They're looking for 2, coming back now. The throw comes into the keeper's end, and Dillon gets back safely. So 2 runs off the final ball, but an excellent opening over from Luke Holt.
Yeah, the Spin Twins have done a good job here. Luke Holt represented his country under 19 level, so identified at a young age.
So Spores to continue. Of course, just bowled the 5 balls of the previous over after Critchell went off injured, rolling an ankle. A full ball hit over the infield, out deep into the outfield, and beautifully placed and timed, and that's a lovely shot from Jahangir, and he gets himself a boundary out over the offside, and a much needed boundary for the Kingsmen, whose run rate has slowed quite a bit. They now move to 3 for 54 off the first ball of the 9th over.
Yeah, it's going to be close to the 8 run rate there for a little bit, but now that's brought it right back to 7.44, so a bit more comfortable.
Oh, just beaten outside the off stump that time, trying to work it square. There's a big gap between gully and cover there that he was trying to work the ball into. In the air on the leg side this time, just chipped it into the infield where there was no one, and an easy single taken. So Jahangir moves to 20 off 19, and Dillon will face Spores for the first time. Just happy to bring an extra fielder up inside the circle here. Oh, there's a big swing in the air. It's going out deep. The fielder getting underneath it. Oh, it's just slipped out the back. The chart spilled there and made good ground to get to it, and probably a catch, you would say, that should have been taken, Steve.
Yeah, tough as a bowler. He's brought the man up from cow corner, enticed the shot, got the result, but then unfortunately the catch has gone down. So it would have been brilliant bowling, a great fielding move, but unfortunately the catch has gone down, which is what happens sometimes.
Well, this one's short, pulled away. It's in the gap. It bounces once and over the rope. So a nice shot from Chahinga this time, and found the boundary in between the two fielders out there in the deep.
Further salt in the wound for poor old Spores there. But as we say, that's T20 cricket. You're going to have days where that happens. He's still standing upright, still looks pretty confident, young man. Let's see what he comes up with here.
Short and pulled away again in the same direction, this time along the ground. But coming across was Matt Kelly, and fielded that one, got the ball back in. So 2 runs nicely taken, and in the end, with the drop catch, it meant that the over went for 12 runs. So a good comeback from the Kingsmen in that over.
Yeah, big over. Could be one that we look back on down the track, especially if it's a close game. And they've still got the wild card, of course, in Hassan Khan, listed at the moment to come in at 6.
Which is next, of course. This one off the back foot, down to long off, and they jog through for a single. So Dylan moves to 4 off the 7 balls he's faced, and Chahinga back on strike, moving along and nicely now, up to 26 on the board. Oh, full ball this time, and Chahinga gets it over the infield. It's going out. It's going to go all the way. Again, it's been nicely timed. Got it over the top and away for another boundary. And Chahinga just starting to loosen up now and striking the ball nicely.
Yeah, the current run rate's just gone ahead of the required run rate for the first time.
This time on the onside, down to long on, and another walk-through single. As Chahinga calls for a drink after the over. But Dylan on strike now. And Holt caused him some problems the first over he faced. Nicely bowled, and just off the front foot, pushes it back to Holt.
Looked like a bit of
his own fielding.
Looked like a bit of a wrong in there. He's got a good little mix in his kit bag.
So Dylan down the track this time, punches it down to long on, and another easy single. So Chahinga on strike for the last ball of this 10th over. Chahinga swings again through the covers timed that nicely again, but maybe cut off. I think it just has been. They're going to settle for 2. Good work in the deep, just inside the boundary line, and 2 runs off the last ball of Holt's second over. And Jahinga moves along to 33, and after 10 overs at the halfway mark of the innings, the Kings are 3 for 71, which is exactly half of the target required. So you'd say they're on track, Steve?
Yeah, you think so. Yeah, knowing what you've got ahead of you, as I said earlier, it makes a big difference. Wickets in the shed. And you can see the worm there, just creeped up with the red up to the orange. Haven't had a wicket loss for a while, which always makes a big difference. So they've put themselves in a strong position. You can see there, though, that the Scorchers did have a partnership through this period. And then they lost a few at the end.
Yeah, they lost quite a few, didn't they? In clumps there. But, yeah, the Kingsmen be pretty happy with the position there, even I would think. 3 wickets down, 71 on the board is just a little bit of a pause while the players grab a drink at the halfway mark, and we'll be back into it. So, of course, more cricket on tomorrow. 2 more games here at TIO Stadium and another 2 over at DXC Arena. It's full-on T20 cricket in the top End Series at the moment, and all matches broadcast, of course. And if you're a Darwin local, just $10 entry. There's terrific entertainment and the opportunity to get down and pay your $10 entry fee, and you get to see 2 games of T20 cricket at the one venue. Or, of course, a season pass for $40, which lets you into any game in the series.
Yeah, certainly the international games were very well attended. I was watching from Melbourne. You were here, Stu?
I was for both games. It was a fantastic atmosphere. It's yeah, the grandstand was absolutely full, and plenty of people in the outer as well. So it was great, entertaining cricket. Lots of runs scored, lots of power hitting.
Yeah, I think it'll be back. There's going to be more cricket up here at international level in the future for sure.
So Rockacholi back into the attack. This one short, pulled away straight to the fielder at deep mid-wicket. And Dillon helps himself to a single. This one worked away on the leg side, again straight to the fielder, but they're able to get through for another single. So just turning the strike over, turning the scoreboard over. And Rockacholi, who took a wicket with his first ball. This time a swing down the ground, bounces a couple of times and picked up by Kelly just inside the boundary line. Just a single again. So Dillon starting to grow in confidence a bit after he struggled with the first few balls he faced. That one given a bit more flight and hit out through the offside and straight to the fielder out there in Nick Hobson. Fires the ball back in and another single taken. So 4 balls, 4 singles in this over so far. And Dillon back on strike now. Oh, swing and a miss, trying to hit across the line from outside the off stump over to the leg side, and that one went underneath the bat. No contact, so a dot ball. This one lofted down the ground, but there's coverage out there. thought about the second. The throw's fired in. Lucky they didn't go for the second as the ball hit the stumps at the bowler's end. So just a single off that, and 5 singles off the over from Roccaccioli, who's now has the figures of 1 for 12 off his 2 overs. And the Kingsmen move along to 3 for 76.
Yeah, good over there. It's what they needed, just to stem the flow a little bit.
Of course, we can't have a cricket series like this without the support of generous sponsors, and just a shout out to some of the major sponsors. Top End is the major partner with Tourism NT, Northern Territory Government, Northern Territory Major Events Company, Bet365, the Airport Development Group, DXC Technology, Thrifty Car Hire, Kookaburra, Territory Sports Medicine, and Gatorade. So they are the major partners in the tournament. And of course, we appreciate the contribution that they make. Down the pitch this time. It's straight down on the onside, and again, straight to the fielder. And a single to Tajinder Dillon, sorry. Jahanga goes high. This time it's going to get over the fielder in the midfield. It'll just lob over his head, and they'll come back for a second. So didn't quite catch that one in the middle of the bat, but happy to take the 2 runs. So Jahinga's moved along to 37 now, off 27 balls faced. Just angles this one down to short third man. The throw comes in, and there's a bit of a cheeky appeal there, but I think Jahinga was back pretty safely.
He's been a bit casual a couple of times. They're probably just looking for that little opportunity to turn the game around with a run out. Looks well in control here, though.
Down the crease, in the air again, but just wide of that fielder out in the covers, which of course is the captain, Sam Fanning. He fires the ball back in, but not before they can run through for another single.
Probably didn't need to go aerial there. It's a bit of a high risk one there, a bit out of character.
Holt to Tajinder Dillon. He goes high, down the ground, moving around. Esterhausen takes the ball beautifully out there on the run. And I think the batsman Tajinder Dillon, thinking that he might have stepped on the rope out there, but looked pretty clearly inside from our vantage point up here. And Dillon will have to depart, having scored 9 from the 15 balls that he faced, and not happy with himself. Struck it pretty well, but just gave it too much airtime and didn't get it over the boundary.
Yeah, he hit it sweetly, but it was a beautiful catch. Jack absolutely timed his run to perfection.
You see the ball in the air for a long time and running around safely inside the rope, and the catch taken. So coming to the crease is Hassan Khan as expected, and we look to see what he can produce coming in to face the last ball of the 12th over.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to this. I'm sure a few of his Renegade mates have probably got a bit of an eye on the tally as well.
So Luke Holt picks up his first wicket, well deserved. He's challenged the batsman throughout his 3 overs. Figures of 1 for 16. Mohammad Hassan Khan on strike for his first ball in the tournament. Short, pulled away into the gap on the leg side. That's a good start for Hassan Khan. Starts with a boundary. And a couple of players out there, but placed it perfectly. So Holt will be disappointed with his ball to finish the over. And that means that 8 runs were scored from the over for the loss of 1 wicket. And Khan's away.
Yeah. Yeah, he's bowled well, but that was help yourself, that one. That was just sitting there asking to be hit for 4.
But was pretty sharp on his feet, Mahinder Khan. Got in position nicely. So pace being reintroduced to the attack. Albert Esterhausen, he took that beautiful catch in the previous over. And in the air and the offside, and he's just spooned that to cover. And the catch has been taken by Nick Hobson, diving to his left. But again, it's a bit of a lazy shot, a shot that he didn't need to play. He's been playing so well, but just the last couple of overs, spooned a couple in the air, and this time it's brought about his downfall.
Yeah, you'd think the last one would have been a warning sign for him, and then this time he's again too much bottom hand, and he's given the Scorchers a bit of a sniff here. Just didn't need to do it with Khan coming out and smacking a 4 straight away. He's obviously going to score at a good rate. Anyway, it's easy from up here.
Yeah, that's right. And so Cheyenne Jahangir goes for 38. It was, as you can see, it was a wide ball that he chased and just spooned it in the air. Nicely taken. 38 off 30 balls for Jahangir. And Hamad Azam, the captain, comes in to replace Jahangir. Esterhausen in again. Oh, big drive off the first ball, but straight to Hobson at cover, and picks that one up nicely. So the captain, Azam, coming out with intent.
Yeah, played with authority there. Fortunately, picked out the fielder.
This one's short, tries to pull it away, but just dragged it down on the gloves, and good work from the keeper, Baxter Holt, getting around to his left-hand side and cutting that one off. of a change in the field. Third man comes up inside the circle. Short again, down the leg side. This one will be called wide. And I'm not sure that was the best option. I think Esterhausen saw how Azam got onto the drive on the first ball and decided to go short of a length. Oh, this time just works that one over the top of the fielders, backward of point and in the gully and inside the boundary, over for a 4, nicely struck, and Azam gets off the mark with the boundary, and as I said, after the first ball faced, looks like he's come out with some real intent, and you would think that with these two at the crease, if they can spend any time together at the crease, they'll give this run chase a real shake. 53 runs needed from 44 balls now.
Yeah, certainly if these two go for a while, it's going to be game over, I think. The run rate's not going to be an issue. They're just going to make sure that they take it deep.
Just chasing the ball that's made its way outside of the boundary area here. I think it might have run away right outside the ground, so I'll probably
It's well hit.
It was well hit, and it's run away on the bitumen down there, down to the gates.
Perfectly
on the
placed.
of the ground.
Yeah.
So I think they may have given up on this, and we'll be looking for a replacement ball to come in. But there's no hurry getting it out there at this stage. So the replacement box of balls coming out now. Unusual circumstances, a replacement ball from a ball lost for a boundary 4 rather than a 6, but both batsmen on 4, both off the mark with a boundary. Target of 142. The Kingsman 5 for 89. So a small delay here. Esterhausen, who took that wicket with the first ball of this over. And since then, Azam has come in. And got himself off the mark with a boundary after facing a couple of dot balls.
Maybe a little window of opportunity here with a new ball. You wouldn't think they're going to pluck out a ball that's going to move around everywhere, but at least it's something different. Certainly not going to be like the Ashes from a few years ago.
Absolutely not. So it looks like we're set to go again here. And
got an early prediction for us, Stu, with the Ashes coming up?
The Ashes coming up. Well, Australia's batting looks a bit fragile, doesn't it? They They want to get a bit of strength at the top of the order, but yeah, the English get themselves sometimes in winning positions and throw it away. So it'll be fascinating. Can't wait for it to start in November. The first test match in Perth, of course. So this time worked away on the onside, pushing hard with the first run, but good fielding in the deep. Just restricts it to the single.
Yeah, they can do it mostly in signals now, can't they? There's not a lot of pressure there, plenty of room. A couple of experienced batters. I think that wind vis has come right in their favour.
Short, pulled away in the air for some time, but falls short of the fielder in the deep. And Khan scores a single off the last ball of the over. And wicketkeeper calling for a helmet, which suggests that we're going to see spin again this over. No, they've changed their mind, and the helmet will be run back off the ground as Big Matt Kelly is called in to bowl. Five for 91 the score, 13 overs gone. Both batsmen early in their innings, but have shown some intent early on, so it's Hassan Khan on strike. A full ball swung away on the leg side. It'll go a couple of bounces to Hobson in the deep, and they'll just jog through for a single.
The Scorchers still be thinking they're a chance here. One more wicket and can start getting into the tail. Things can change very quickly. They'd probably be happy with either, but probably know which one they'd like.
Oh, big swing of this one. It's high in the air. It's going to be a hard one to catch as it's Spores out there with running around searching for the ball over his shoulder, and in the end couldn't get to where it fell, and they come back for a second run. But yeah, just the ball perhaps just not coming on and causing some of these mishits in the air.
It was definitely in the air long enough to catch, but he just didn't quite pick it up early enough.
No. Full toss this time, and slices that away fine, all the way down to the third man boundary. So a loose ball really there from Kelly. A shin high full toss outside off stump, and 4 runs was the result.
Just back to the previous ball, there was a couple of similar situations in the international games, wasn't there, with the high balls, and I remember Mark Waugh talking about the lights being a little bit lower. Could have been a factor there.
So this one short, pulled away on the leg side, and coming in and fielding, Teague Wiley gets it back in, and just a single scored, which brings Hassan Khan back on strike.
Rate required now, 7.32. Well, as after that ball, it's just come down under 7.
This one's short and swung away high, down to third man. Bounces just inside the boundary and over the rope for a boundary 4 to Khan. He liked the look of that. Short outside off stump and made the most of it. no fielder down there, of course. All the fielders in that area inside the circle. So just the two players out now, as we're obviously inside the power surge. Short again, going for the pull shot. It gets passed away from the wicket keeper down there, and they'll come back for 2 runs. Just wait on the signal. Might have been a bit of glove in that one. No signal, so it's 2 runs to Khan to finish the over, and a productive over for the Kingsmen as they advanced by 14 runs from that Kelly over.
Yeah, well in control now. That run rate's come right down.
Yeah, just over a run a ball required for the rest of the innings as we complete 14 overs in the innings.
Looks like Sam Fanning sensed that they need to do something a bit different, so they're much more attacking field here now. A little bit of a gamble. I'm trying to encourage him to hit over the top, maybe get that wicket. Maybe get a catch on the ring.
Esterhausen comes in. It's full, swung away on the leg side, but not timed at all, and they just jogged through for another single. So these two just progressing the score nicely here. Khan 12 off 5 on strike. Short again, swung away this time. Down to fine leg and over the boundary line on the bounce for another boundary 4 for Khan, and just starting to show his class here and taking to the attack. But not the best delivery from Esterhausen. Short leg side, and Khan made no mistake. 16 off 6 balls, and he's really starting to motor now.
He's had a good all-round game. He bowled really well, took a nice catch.
Yeah, that's right, picked up the 3 wickets. Full this time and worked to the onside, but just a single resulting. So the captain, Hamad Azam, comes back on strike, and of course he's scoring well at 13 off 8 balls. The target now down to 31 from 33 balls. Full, swung away straight down the ground over the bowler's head. A bit of a fumble in the field, but Khan takes the conservative approach and sends his arm back. So just the single scored, but plenty of mishits coming now. Just not catching in the middle, and Esterhausen bowling pretty full for the main part. This one full and swung away out to deep backward square leg. Again, just a single as the throw fired in. So 1 ball remaining in this 15th over of the innings. And it'll be his arm on strike. It's the last ball of Esterhausen's spell. He's bowled pretty well for the most part. 1 for 25 so far. And this time driven into the covers, nicely fielded, shy at the stumps, and an overthrow will result in 2 runs coming off the last ball. But pretty good fielding effort, but no one in close to stop it, to prevent the overthrow. So Esterhausen finishes his spell for 1 for 27 from his 4 overs. And these two, Azam and Khan, just moving along nicely, taking the score up to 115, chasing that target of 142.
Yeah, Hobson had to throw there. You would have been aware that the overthrow was on, but in this situation, they really just needed the wicket. Even though he had 1 stump to aim at, it was definitely the right thing to do. And all his teammates got over and told him that afterwards.
Just see the Manhattan on the screen, and you see that the Kingsmen have really ramped it up in comparison to what the Scorchers did during this period of the innings. A big swing away on the leg side, pull shot, 1 bounce. Again, it's Holt back into the attack, just dropped that one a little bit short. And Khan was all over it, pulling it out into the gap on the leg side. So Hassan Khan races along to 22 off 9 balls. This one full, driven back and nicely fielded by Holt off his own bowling. Full again, swung away, straight down the ground. This one's going to be caught, I would think. It's straight down the throat of the fielder down there. So a disappointing end for Hassan Khan as he holds out at deep long on. And the catch nicely taken by Teague Wiley, I think it is. And yeah, another needless wicket probably fallen there. They had the game in control. And Khan has to go for a well-compiled 22 off 10 runs. Looked like taking the game right away from the Scorchers, and he's holed out at deep long on.
Yeah, he was only going to get himself out, and that's what he did. He picked the fielder out, hit it cleanly. He's a bit frustrated as he comes off. He knows that he probably wanted to take through with the red ink, not for his own reasons, but for the team. They needed him out there, but they're still in a really strong position. Run rate down to 4.93.
So it's the big opening bowler, Scott Kugelin, who's come to the crease. And Luke Holt has his 2nd wicket in his last over. Just guided down towards 3rd man. Nicely played in the end. It was a faster, lower one, and he's worked it nicely down to 3rd man, and they come back for a 2nd run. So off the mark, first ball faced for Kugelin. And just advances that score a couple more runs. 21 from 26 required now. This time a full ball, and he drives it straight down the ground, and happy to jog through for a single as the throw comes into the keeper's end.
Pretty handy to have another former international come in at number 8, New Zealander. Played 3 tests, 2 one-day internationals and 18 T20s with an average of 19.8.
Yeah, the Kingsmen have recruited from all around the world, haven't they?
They have.
This one driven into the covers, but straight to the fielder, and no run scored. That's the end of the over. 7 from the over, and Holt finishes with the figures of 2 for 27 from his 4 overs. So 4 overs remaining, and 20 runs required for victory.
He's only 33, Kugelin too, so he's still got a good 5, 6, 7 years at least of good cricket at this level. Wickets is to go. They need to get another one, and then another one, and then the nerves kick in a bit.
Yeah, I think you're right, and they're backing their spinners to get the job done as Spores back into the attack. Full ball just squirted away off the outside edge, and they scamper through for a single off the first ball of the over. So two behind point. Oh, that one faster and lower, and beats his arm outside the off stump. Sweeps this time. Oh, just the spin of the ball works its way past there, and it's going to go right out. Oh, good diving effort to stop that inside the boundary, but they come back for 3 runs. And yeah, big spin on that on the first bounce, and got away from the fielder behind square.
Yeah, it's a tough one, that one. Really awkward position. Turning sideways.
This one pushed into the covers by Kugel, and no run taken. And the captain Fanning on patrol in the covers there, as he has been most of the night. Spores again. Full this time. Got a good piece of this out to the boundaries, going all the way over the top for a boundary 6 to Kugelin, who's come in and taken the attack up. But yeah, Spores will be disappointed with that one. A full toss, and Kugelin just monstered it over the boundary line out on the leg side. Spores again now. That's a better length ball and beats him out on the outside edge to end the over. So the over was looking good until that 10 runs off it, and now the just 10 runs required off the final 3 overs for victory here. They've paced the innings pretty well with a couple of big hitting, fast scoring players in the middle order here getting the job done. So Hamad Azam, the captain, I'm sure he'd like to be there to see the team to victory. Short and swung away over the fielders inside the circle behind point, and that one will run away again for another boundary. So Kelly dug it in short, but Azam was onto it pretty quickly, hit it away over the top, and he's now taken his score to 23 off 14 balls, and the Chicago Kingsmen well within sight of victory now. 6 runs required. We're in at the start of the 18th over.
Man going back now to third man, bringing Long on up.
Yeah, Kelly just trying to bowl short into the body there, but stepped back and made room. Again, this time going on the onside, just pitches. I think it might pull up short. It does, and just 2 runs there. So pitched into the ground and stopped rolling really. So 2 runs added to the total. And 4 runs required for victory. And Azam looking as though he's keen to get it done in this over.
There's not really a lot you can do as a fielding team here. You try a few little tricks, play around with the field, mix up your pace. Batters were pretty smart there with the pretty much 2 completely different shots to a similar ball.
Oh, this one full, hit him on the pad, and it's been given on the back pad, caught directly in front. So Kelly dug the first couple in, and this time pitched it full as Azam tried to just flick it over onto the leg side, and obviously disappointed that he has to leave before the game finishes. But a good innings, really got the run rate going with his 24 off 15 balls. And the Kingsmen lose their 7th wicket, so maybe there is still life for the Scorchers. Just it is the captain Azam who's coming off. I think our scorers just got the second ball of the over wrong. They came back for 2 runs off that one, and it's only been marked down as 1. So. Oh no, I was right. They were right, sorry. It was Kugelin who's gone, so must have been some confusion and they only ran the 1. Yep. Sorry about that. But,
all good.
Coming in to face the music is Asif Mahmood.
3 quick wickets, you never know.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll be going full and straight though, I wouldn't be bowling short. Let's see.
It is full. Oh, he's pushed out to the covers. The throw comes in, but they get through safely for the single. They're coming back for a second on the overthrow, and they're going to make that pretty easily as well. As the throw comes in, so for a ball that was just squirted out on the offside, they pick up 2 runs. And it's Mahmood who gets himself off the mark with 2 runs. 7 for 139, 3 runs required for victory. 2 balls left in this 18th over. Full again, trying to swing it away, but just gets it down to mid-off. And no run scored.
Yeah, a couple of good deliveries there, forcing him to try and hit over the top, straight down the ground. Knock his pegs over here, we've got a ball game.
Full again, on the pads again, a big shout and LBW once again. So, wow, we have got a game on our hands here as Kelly just got it all right in his final over. After those first couple of short balls, he's pitched the ball full and picked up 2 LBW wickets, and that finishes his spell. He finishes with 3 for 33. So, wow, we've got an interesting situation here. 8 for 139, 3 runs required, 2 wickets required, and 2 overs remaining. As coming to the crease is Umar Khan, but of course it'll be the captain Azam on strike for the next ball.
Yeah, it was tempting a couple of overs ago to start talking about the Kingsmen as the winners of the game, but I think we've both seen enough cricket to hesitate to do that, because that can happen very, very quickly, as we've just seen in front of our eyes here. So we have got a game now.
So, conference of 5 players in the middle of trying to work out how to best go about this. The field to set, and it's going to be Spores to continue, and on strike, the captain Hamad Azam. So there's plenty of singles to be taken out there, which might be the go, but no, they also might be happy to give a single to try to get the wicket from Khan at the other end. So Spore's in now. It's a full toss. Smash through the covers. It's going to find its way all to the boundary, all the way to the boundary, and that's the winning runs. And fittingly, it's the captain Azam who hits the winning runs for the Chicago Kingsmen. They've come along tonight. They've really entertained us. They did well in the field, and it's the Kingsmen who finish up winners in the game. So that's it for that's the action here at TIO Stadium tonight. A really interesting game of cricket. The Perth Scorchers came out, battled their way really to 141. Teague Wiley was their main contributor with 67, and of course Hassan Khan was the best of the Kingsman bowlers, taking 3 for 22 from his 4 overs. And then when it was the Kingsmen's turn to bat, Cheyenne Jahangir was the mainstay at the top of the order, scoring 38 runs, and then some terrific support down the order from Hassan Khan with 22, and the captain, of course, Hamad Azam, scoring the winning runs and finishing with 28 not out. You see the summary on the screen there. Kelly finished with 3 wickets. Holt was pretty good. Riccicelli just the 2 overs. But yeah, a terrific game of cricket. We thought that it was going to be a pretty easy win to the Kingsmen in the end, but a couple of late wickets made it interesting once again. So a terrific game of cricket, and we'll just wait now as we go down for the presentation of the Man of the Match award. Steve Nicol has gone down there to make that presentation as the players make their way to the boundary. Just going through the highlights here, some good catching, some big hitting. And some catches on the boundary. So you can just see things getting in place for presentation of the Player of the Match award. It's the end of the 3rd game played here at TIO Stadium in the series so far, and the previous 2 games the team batting first has taken the chocolates, but this time it's been the Chicago Kingsmen who've been able to chase down the target successfully. We just wait for the announcement of the Player of the Match.
is Hassan Khan.
Our man of the match, Hassan Khan. Congratulations on a great all-round game. So you made a great contribution with the ball initially, and then you did bat as well, and you also took a catch. How long have you been in Darwin? You're enjoying your time here?
Yeah, definitely we're enjoying the time, and it's good to start the tournament with a win. And it's a first, everyone's here for the first time, and we're definitely enjoying our time, and hopefully we'll keep playing better cricket.
Yeah, you put on a great show today. Really, really entertaining. And you've signed up for the Renegades. Looking forward to that?
Definitely, I was there with them last season as well, but couldn't play much. So really excited for this year. I'll be here for like first season, so hopefully it's going to be a great season with them.
And you're going to get a chance to catch up with some of the Renegades guys while you're up here?
Definitely. We are at the same hotel as well, so we'll definitely catch up at the hotel as well, and then at the ground as well.
Well, congratulations, mate. You played a great game and a really good win. We'll sign off from TIO Stadium, and we look forward to your company at our next game.